Let's move on to main topic number 3. And our third main topic today gets submitted to us by Trevor Nguyen, who writes, "Hey, John, I'm trying, man. I'm like really trying to be excited about Godzilla vs. Kong, but one thing after another kills my buzz. Just read an interview with Eiza. I never know if I'm pronouncing Eiza's first name correctly. Eiza González, who is amazing in Baby Driver, by the way. Eiza González, who says that she thinks fans will love it. But then she also says that the movie is really about these two young girls. WTF? I'm not going to Godzilla vs. Kong to see it be about two old men or two young girls or two cute puppies. I'm going to see Godzilla and Kong. Why can't they understand that?" All right, so that's Trevor's thoughts on that, and thanks a lot for that, Trevor. And so, obviously, all of us know Godzilla vs. Kong is on the way. Whether it gets delayed, as a lot of other movies do, who knows? But Godzilla vs. Kong is on the way. Now, the interview he's referring to, this is what directly that she said. She said the following. "When I say I'm in the movie, that's Godzilla vs. Kong, people are like, oh my God. Seeing that fanaticism and seeing how excited they are to see this movie makes me really excited. And I think they're going to be really happy." Okay, that sounds good. That's good news. "Adam Wingard is so talented. Both stories are going parallel, Godzilla and Kong. As you'll see without giving anything away, it's a large cast as well, and it was really fun to be a part of it. There's so much going on, but the heart of it is two young girls as well, which is such a positive message for society nowadays. It's just incredible." I'm going to read that last part again. "There's so much going on, but the heart of it is two young girls, which is such a positive message for society nowadays. It's just incredible." All right. From my perspective, and from my point of view, I just to give you a little context, I was not a big fan of Godzilla King of the Monsters. Rob was. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Rob was. I quite frankly was pretty disappointed with it. I didn't think it sucked. I was pretty disappointed with it. I was expecting much better. That said, who would not be looking forward to Godzilla vs. Kong? It's like that Charlie Cox in Spider-Man. Who doesn't want to see that, right? But one of the things that's been a complaint from a lot of people over the years since that first Godzilla movie in this new franchise first appeared was, why the hell are they focusing so much on the people? Why are we getting so little Godzilla? That was one of the big criticisms that came out about that first Godzilla movie. Why so much emphasis on the people? We want to see more Godzilla. And every time Godzilla was about to do something cool, they cut away. And that was a big thing. Rob, I'm not going to lie to you. I generally try not to get too worked up or too positively excited or negatively upset about some random quote that an actor from an upcoming movie says, because you never know the context and you never know if that's how they meant to say it. So I try never to get too excited or too down a little bit about it. But I'm not going to lie to you, dude. Hearing one of the actors say the heart of this movie are two young girls. It has nothing to do with it being girls. She could have said two young boys, two young cats, two young jazz musicians, two young political leaders. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The key is she didn't say at the heart of it is Godzilla and Kong. The heart of it, what she should have said is at the heart of it is Godzilla and Kong. And I'm not going to lie. As somebody who wasn't overwhelmed with the first Godzilla, as somebody... I enjoyed Kong, but again, not overwhelmed with Kong Skull Island. Someone who was disappointed a bit in Godzilla King of the Monsters. This is not what I want to hear. I don't want to hear this movie is about anything. Not that you can't have a story surrounding it, sure, but the heart of it needs to be Kong and Godzilla. I'm going to admit, I read that and I go, huh. Okay, that just killed a little bit of my enthusiasm. Rob, salvage my enthusiasm here. Tell me why I'm reading too much into this. Tell me why I should still be excited for Kong versus Godzilla. And what was your reaction when you read this quote?
Well, for longtime kaiju fans, I would say that when someone talks about two young girls, the first thing that comes to mind are what I would like to call the heralds of Mothra, the cosmos. You know, the two girls that sing Musura. Now, she could mean like it's two young girls that are friends, like going to school or something. But in the context of this, if they are the cosmos, if they are the two heralds of Mothra, and that have something to do with bringing balance to nature. I mean, it might be two young girls, two girls that are on a coming of age story or something like that. I could understand the lack of enthusiasm. But if they're two young girls that are poised to be the next two heralds, I mean, maybe it's because there's a cool sci-fi concept with them, that they have been chosen. The two of them have to bring sort of balance to the natural order, and that Godzilla and King Kong represent the out of balance natural order of Earth. And their entire conflict is about restoring that balance. And maybe these two girls don't know their destiny yet, or they're the fulcrum of it, and it'll tie back into the history of Godzilla, of Mothra, or something like that. That's kind of how I see it. At least that's what I choose to believe, that it goes back, because there's a sly reference to them in King of the Monsters.
Yes.
I'm third generation monarch, she's like, yeah, because when she was a girl, she was like one of the heralds of Mothra, and I really did like Kong Skull Island, and I did like Godzilla King of the Monsters quite a lot. And I'm expecting, there apparently was a test screening of Godzilla versus King Kong, and Adam Wingard tweeted out a picture of a classic shot from King Kong versus Godzilla from the early 60s. And apparently it went very well. So I am really, really excited for this movie. Probably people were like, come on, Rob. No. As a lifelong fan of these movies, and I think my least favorite of the modern Godzilla movies was Gareth Edwards' Godzilla, because like you said, they kept cutting away from him. And I did like it, but I didn't love it. But I really liked Kong Skull Island, and I loved King of the Monsters because it was such a throwback to classic Godzilla movies, different than what people expected. I can understand why a lot of people didn't like it. But two young girls, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they're the girls that sing the Mosura song, because hey, we already had Mothra in King of the Monsters, so maybe that has something to do with it. And if it did, bring it on. That's all I can tell you. That's what I would assume when she says that.
If you are correct, that salvages this a bit. If you're correct, that salvages this a little bit. But if it's like two young girls, much like the last movie, Kong Skull Island was much about one young girl and blah, blah, then I don't know, man. But hopefully you're right. Question is, guys, what do you think about the comments? Do you think that it's just going to be a couple of randos? Do you think it could actually be intimately tied into the kaiju? If so, does that change it for you a little bit, like the way Rob was describing? What do you guys think? Jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. All right.